My fellow Iowans, small businesses employ approximately half of our nation's workers, and an estimated 70% of new jobs over the past decade were created by small businesses. They are a main source of innovation in the U.S. economy, the lifeblood of our communities, and the engine that powers prosperity. But the current recession means that small businesses in Iowa, across the country, are struggling. As we continue to work toward a full economic recovery and sustained growth, the success of small businesses must be primary concern. The 111th Congress has already taken some preliminary steps to help small businesses. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which became law in February, raises the guarantees on SBA 7A loans to 90%. It also eliminates costly fees for borrowers and lenders that cripple businesses during a recession. In addition, the recovery package contains a series of tax cuts for small businesses, as well as a tax incentive that will encourage investments in small businesses. More must be done to revitalize our nation's small businesses. President Obama and Treasury Secretary Geithner recently outlined a plan to get credit flowing again to entrepreneurs and business owners. As part of the administration's financial stability plan, the Treasury Department will begin purchasing up to $15 billion in small business administration loans through the Troubled Assets Relief Program. This will restore the liquidity of community banks, enabling them to lend to local businesses. And since any lender who provides the SBA small business loans will have a buyer for those loans, community banks will no longer have to choose between loaning money to small businesses and maintaining their own solvency. President Obama's proposed fiscal year 2010 budget contains two other important provisions. Under the proposed plan, the capital gains tax for investments in small or startup businesses will be temporarily eliminated. As part of the healthcare reform efforts outlined in the budget proposal, tax credits and other incentives would help small businesses provide coverage to their workers. Finally, measures must be put in place to ensure that banks support small businesses. The Treasury Department will require the 21 largest banks receiving capital from the government to report on how much small business lending they are doing every month. Secretary Geithner will also be requiring all banks nationwide to report their total lending to small businesses in their quarterly reports. This will provide more information about trends in small business lending and the effectiveness of government programs. Secretary Geithner has also called on banks to make an extra effort to extend small business loans to credit-worthy borrowers. I encourage small businesses in Iowa's 3rd Congressional District to ask about SBA loans that might be available to them. As always, please feel free to contact me in Washington, D.C. or in Des Moines at 515-282-1909.